Welcome to Preakness 150, high above Old Hilltop for the last time from this rooftop, if it can hold us for another 20 minutes maybe. I'm Gary Quill, this is Nick Hahn. We're with the Racing Biz, and we're going to go over each of the runners in the Preakness. There's 9 of them in the 150th running of the Preakness Stakes. We're without the Derby winner Sovereignty, but overall it turned out to be a nice field assembled. So Nick, get us started with the one horse. I'll chime in with some thoughts, and then that way everybody at the end will divulge our picks.
Bob Baffert had a loaded spring stable, but I don't think anybody anticipated that he was going to bring goal-oriented to one of his favorite races in the Triple Crown. But with Rodriguez being pointed toward the Belmont Stakes, and he does intend on running Rodriguez in the Belmont Stakes, goal-oriented is his horse coming from what else? Out of the rail, out of the drawing the number one post, as he always seems to do in these Triple Crown races. But I don't really think, even adding Flavian Pratt, I should say, to the to this mount, I don't think he's got one strategy: go right to the lead. It's what he wants to do anyway. So I think he's gonna. That's the strategy there, similar to Citizen Bull in the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do at first with this runner, since, like you said, it was going to be Rodriguez, and then supposedly Rodriguez's hoof wasn't healing, so enter goal-oriented. And goal-oriented ran a really huge race. It was on the Derby undercard, and I don't know if he's going to regress off of that, but at the draw on Monday, Baffert was interviewed, and he said, yeah, goal-oriented kind of reminds me of Justify. I'm like, whoa, Justify? And then he quickly said, oh, he's not Justify, but he kind of moves like him. So, first time without Lasix. I'm a big guy where if these horses are running on Lasix and then all of a sudden they're in a stakes race where they can't run with Lasix, I think they take a little step back. And as you said, Nick, from the rail, it's going to be the word go. There's going to be a couple other horses who are going to want that lead as well. So I'm on the fence with goal-oriented. As far as journalism, I think Nick and I are in the same camp. Going into the Derby, journalism was my top pick. I thought he'd do a Barbaro-type performance and win easy. Obviously, Sovereignty was the better horse that day. If Baeza didn't draw into the Derby, they were about 5 clear of the 4th place finisher. And from what I've seen this week, journalism doesn't look any worse for the wear. So I think he'll be my top pick once again. And I think we're dreaming if we're going to get 8-5. I'm looking more like even money. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I would take it probably even money right now. He just looks superb. He's just a classic horse. The Derby only kind of confirms, even though he didn't win it, just the type of horse he is. He ran that well on the slop. So he's very versatile. I like versatility when you're looking at race horses. I'm not a big speed figure guy, but he's run 3 consecutive triple-digit buyers, including a trouble trip in the Santa Anita Derby. He doesn't strut into the paddock. He doesn't have the best look at times, looks almost too relaxed, but he shows up on game day, and he's going to be tough to beat. American Promise is an interesting horse in this mix with Lucas and Nick Juarez. They won the Virginia Derby together and ran in the Kentucky Derby with a troubled start, still got into the fray, shortening up a little bit, I think is an asset to this horse. And he'll show a little bit of speed. Not the smaller field absolutely helps this horse.
Yeah, definitely. The coach, D. Wayne Lucas, has won this race 7 times and sees the gray. Didn't run in the Derby last year, ran in the Pat Day Mile. He came back and won the Preakness. He also, Oxbow comes to mind, ran in the Derby, didn't show all that much in the Derby, but came and got a dream trip. I think Coach loves the crab cakes here in Baltimore. He's always going to bring a horse. American Promise was that horse because he got slammed out of the gate, kind of recovered rather quickly, but just didn't have enough in the end and faded out of the race. So he'll be heard from, I would think, with a clean trip out of the gate, which leads us to number 4, Heart of Honor, the runner from Dubai. Definitely a world traveler. I feel sorry for the horse being in the quarantine barn all week. His trainer, Jamie Osborne, ran this horse in Dubai on the dirt. So the horse is used to dirt, used to the kickback. I actually like how this horse is looking. I don't like what I've heard from Mr. Osborne. It's almost like, they're taking a shot. He said that there's nothing in Europe for the horse. Why not give it a shot? You know, it's hard to turn down the millions in purse money here in America in the Triple Crown. And he said, as long as the horse doesn't embarrass himself, that's not a quote, but that's my terminology, that the horse will most likely go up to New York and run in the Belmont. I like how the horse is looking, but it's a lot to overcome. A lot of times these horses who run in Dubai, when they ship to America, it takes about 6 weeks or more to get acclimated. This horse just 2 weeks ago shipped to Kentucky, was quarantined in Kentucky, then vanned up here, has been in the quarantine barn all alone. His rider, who is the daughter of Jamie Osborne, she's riding for the first time in America. A lot has to go right for this horse to compete, but for some stupid reason, the half Pollock, half Irishman, hard-headed in me, I think I might stick with him underneath.
Yeah, I think I don't know what to do with this horse. I generally don't like the Dubai horses when they run in the Kentucky Derby, so I don't know why I would like them in the Preakness. But this trainer sent Toast of New York to the 2014 Breeders' Cup and ran second to Baffert and Bayern that year. So it's something that he was reminded of a few times during the Alibi breakfast. So by Baffert and Lucas. Actually got to meet Lucas for the first time at that breakfast. But I'm going to probably toss this horse out and just try. And if I get beat with this horse, I get beat.
Leads us to number 5, the local hopeful, Pay Billy. Pay Billy is trained by local trainer Mike Gorham, ran in the 3 local Maryland stakes in order to earn his way into the Preakness. I think this one's just a little too slow for this company. He'll probably run evenly throughout the race and maybe finish in the middle of the pack. But the oddity with Mike Gorham, if Pay Billy would happen to win, it wouldn't be his first Grade 1 victory. The ironic thing is his 3 graded stakes winners have been Mandy's Gold, a Grade 1 winner, Trickle of Gold, which is a Grade 3 winner, and Adore the Gold, which won the Swale. So it sounds like the key is the horse has to have gold in its name for a chance. Any thoughts on Pay Billy?
No, a little bit of a fallacy that local horses run well in the Preakness. That happened for a little while, but it hasn't happened in a long time, and I don't anticipate. The one thing that probably does help Pay Billy is a little bit of a stalker. I mean, just a little bit. On the front end, usually, but he can hang a little bit and come back and win, but he hasn't done it at this level, so I like looking elsewhere on this as well. River Thames is the 6 horse trained by Todd Pletcher. Comes in, he certainly has seen some tough competition, seen Sovereignty, who he gave Sovereignty all he wanted in the Fountain of Youth Stakes, and then also went up against Burnham Square East Avenue in the Bluegrass Stakes. So I think this is a horse, the style might fit him a little bit. in this race. Gets Irad Ortiz aboard for the second time, and that sometimes jockey aboard a horse first time helps, but really I'd like to look for the second time because then he just is a little bit more familiar. What do you think of River Thames?
River Thames, the more this week, it seems like he's the Preakness wise guy horse. Everybody seems to like him. My question is, does he really win a mile and 3/16? He's probably going to be better at a mile and a 16th or shorter. That last race in the bluegrass, he's usually wants to be more forwardly placed, but that day East Avenue was hell-bent on being on the lead. So, of course, Irad took back and tried to make a run. Again, like you said, he's been closest to Siren T when Siren T's been a winner, so it's hard to toss him, but just on what my take on his distance limitations, you can't put them all in, so I'm going to leave him out, which leads us to the 7-horse Sandman. Sandman got a lot of print because of the social influencer Griffin Johnson being involved, and I think that contributed to why he went off as second choice in the Derby. Not sure if we're going to see that. Do you feel like Sandman's the second choice in the bet?
Another thing I like about Sandman is he's pretty much the deepest closer in the field. That's kind of a standout. When you have speed, stalkers, closers, if you can kind of find the one that can run by themselves, that a lot of pace handicappers kind of handle racing that way. Beautiful horse, by the way. He'll look like a ghost out here in the morning jogging in the fog. I didn't really like him in the Derby. Coming back in 2 weeks, it almost seems like an afterthought coming into the Preakness. Maybe trainer Mark Cassidy saw something that he liked, but I'm a little skeptical. So he's actually one of the more veteran horses. Only American Promise has more starts coming into the Preakness, so he certainly has that seasoning underneath him. I just don't know that he's going to win. Going to Clever.
Well, before we exit Sandman, I'll tell you what Mark Cassidy saw. He saw the PDPs, and he saw a lot of speed and not a lot of closers. So knowing Sandman, he figured as long as the horse came out of the Derby well, which obviously you trust Mark Cassidy that he did, he figured why not take a shot. So we'll go on to number 8, Clever Again. Steve Asmussen comes in to try to capture a Preakness. Clever Again, very fast horse, probably going to be up close to the pace, if not on the pace. And this is one that I like. I was really impressed with how he ran in the Hot Springs Stakes, going gate to wire, and kind of just turned back any chance for gaming a Bob Baffert runner that about a month or so ago had hopes of trying to get into the Derby. So it wasn't like he beat Chop Liver. So Clever Again's going to be on my ticket. And you, Nick?
He's the only other horse in the field that has registered a triple-digit buyer. I'm not generally a big buyer's guy. A little interesting, though, he went from a mile and a 16th back to a mile to get that triple-digit. Now he's going to add another 3/16 to that. Lightly raced horse. Jose Ortiz has won races here at Pimlico even this weekend. So, I think he's a clever threat in the Preakness Stakes. And I think he's, with American Pharaoh and the bloodline there, got to tick him up there. So there's a lot to like about Clever Again, despite the fact that he's lightly raced. The 9 horse is Gossker, who was named after a Mets baseball player back in some half century ago for a trainer Brandon Walsh, but comes in with a win in the Lexington Stakes. And he did the opposite of Clever Again. He went from a mile to a mile 16th and won both times doing so. Yeah. What do you think?
I think he's better than the 21 morning line that's been assigned to him. I mean, he's run the Preakness Pimlico will be the 4th different track that he's run at. I'm sorry, 4th different jockey in his 4th start. He's only run at two other tracks. But I think if you like him a little bit, you got to use him. I mean, he really showed something. The Lexington. it wasn't Derby quality horses, but still he won, and you got to give him that. And I'm a Brisnet speed figure guy, and his speed figures keep climbing. So I think, once again, it's not a slam dunk type of triple that we're looking at that you have had in a lot of past Preaknesses. So you have some options underneath. We both like journalism, so time that the rubber hits the road, we either look really smart come Saturday night or not too smart. So who do you have, Nick?
I'm going to go journalism, I'm going to go clever again, and I'm going to go American Promise. One thing about the Preakness, the only thing that leaves me a little unsettled is a lot of non-Derby starters have won recent Preaknesses. So that if you're looking for value, that might be a reason to jump off of journalism. To me, it's just not enough of a reason.
Right. And unfortunately, I'll be the chalk-eating weasel with journalism again. He almost got there. He ran his race, no excuse in the Derby, just got beat by a better horse who isn't here on Saturday. So I'm taking journalism on top. Hard-headed me, I'm just going to hope that Heart of Honor can overcome all the travel and the obstacles and get in the second spot. And I'm with you with Clever again. I think of the horses that'll probably be like close to second or third choice, Clever again might be able to carry his speed the mile and 3/16. So I'm 2-4-8 and you're 2-8-3. So whatever you do, you can either tail us or make up your own mind and make some money on your own. So enjoy the Preakness 150 at Old Hilltop, the old Hilltop, for the last time.
Thank you both.
Wonderful.
This is it. This is a kind of a.
This is it.
The last time you're gonna.
Hurrah!
Right. Wow. We're missing a race. Race 10. Huh. Wow.